Hi, my ladies. Today is Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. This is my 8th week postpartum. Miss Michaela here is 8 weeks old, although she's not yet 2 months. She will be 2 months on the 8th of this month, which is this coming Saturday, I believe. So where to start? All right, so I just want to give you a general update. First, let's talk about the bleeding situation that I've had. If you recall, I think 6 weeks postpartum, I started to bleed with what I believe was my period. My OB didn't necessarily think it was a period, and then when I explained to her that it had gotten heavier, there was some minor cramping, like very similar to a period. She said keep an eye on it if it lasts longer than 7 days to let her know. So, how can you not keep an eye on it, right? So what the thing was, she's right here. I, of course, kept an eye on it. It did last longer than 7 days. I continued to have spotting up until yesterday. So that's like a week and a half. I did let the OB know. I don't know what the cause of this is. I will say that the day before the spotting started, I was exercising. But it wasn't a strenuous exercise. I am aware that I just had a baby. So I was doing a postnatal exercise. I was trying to keep it, take it pretty easy compared to exercises I would normally do. But I guess it was just too much. And, and the glare from the television. I think it was just too much. And I just, just stopped working out. So I did work out like every day that week until something told me that maybe it was related to the exercising. So then I stopped, and then I started again because I hate not exercising. And then I stopped. So right now I'm at the stop period of this, and I'm hoping that it will continue to stay off, because right now it's off, but this spotting just stopped yesterday, so I really don't know. What else do I want to tell you about? So that's the update on that. I'm waiting to hear back from the OB. She did say let her know if it lasts more than 7 days. I did. It's not an emergency, so it does take her a few days. Like, I think it's 2 business days to get back to me. So I'm waiting to hear back from her. In regards to breastfeeding, it's a lot better than it was. Like, Michaela will now latch. She will latch. I still do supplement with breast milk that I pump. She doesn't really get much formula. I can actually keep her off of formula right now because between latching her and pumping, I'm actually making enough that she doesn't have to necessarily get formula. But I believe she's been constipated. I really don't know if it's constipation or not. But she would go, like, I've taken her to a pediatrician twice for constipation. Once it was because she hadn't pooped in like 5 days, and then they were like, oh, it's fine. And then the other time it was because she hadn't pooped in like 10 days. And so they gave her an enema that time. She did poop after the enema, but she was on exclusively breast milk when she was clogged up for the 10 days. When it was the 5 days, she was in a combination of breast milk and formula. And they told me that sometimes that will, clog them up. So I don't know. My understanding is breastfed babies don't always go as often as other babies, but 10 days was a long time. She did go after that, but she did not consistently go afterwards. So I'm hoping she stays asleep. She's kind of waking up. So I'm kind of bouncing. So she did not consistently go afterwards, but I use Milacon because she's also kind of gassy. So I use Milacon, but I also started using gripe water. Her doctor said that you can use both. And Milacon helps remove the gas, helps them get rid of the gas, and gripe water apparently helps kind of ease some of the fussiness. That's how the doctor explained it to me. But my gripe water is all natural. Milacon has I guess a medication in it for gas X for babies. But the thing is that I've noticed when I give her the gripe water, she will go to the bathroom. So, or she will poop. So I guess the gripe water helps with pooping. It doesn't say that it helps with pooping, but I've noticed with her that when I give her the gripe water the next day, she tends to have a bowel movement. So I'm assuming it's related to the gripe water. I don't know. I've been trying to eat prunes to hope hope that it gets through to her, but I didn't really see a difference with doing that. And I noticed with the gripe water, like the next day, she'll get it, especially if she gets the gripe water at night before she goes to bed. So what else did I want to tell you about? So yeah, so that's kind of where we are with that. But with like breastfeeding, she's latching a lot better. So what I end up doing is I will usually before every meal time for her, I put her on my breast. Now I have a problem using both breasts. I can only use my left breast. Now, as you may remember, I had a breast reduction 10 years ago. So my nipples are lost sensitivity. So my left nipple lost some sensitivity. My right nipple feels like it's hypersensitive. So I've never really been able to latch her on that. And because it's just excruciating for me. But I decided to try a nipple shield. So I'm going to stand up. I decided to try a nipple shield so I could latch her on my right, because I was thinking, okay, I'll be lopsided otherwise. I mean, I pump both breasts, so it doesn't matter. And I try to pump the right one a little like longer because she doesn't latch on that one. But so what I've started doing is while I'm latching her on the left breast, I will start pumping on the right breast. And then once she's done on the left breast, I will start pumping on that breast also. But I used a nipple shield to latch her on my left breast because she had went through a quick phase where she didn't want to use the bottles. She didn't want to use the bottles at all. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not prepared for this because I can only latch you on one breast and I don't know if she's getting enough. But I kept putting her on that breast. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try to use the right breast. Like, why not? It does produce milk. It's just that it's painful to latch. And I'm like, I'll just deal with it. So I used the nipple shield. She took to it. On that breast, she took to it immediately. But that's because she's better at latching now. So in the past, she wouldn't latch with nipple shields, but she took to it immediately. But then it hurt so bad, even with the nipple shield. Like, I'm just like, trying to like deal with the pain, and she's like, drinking and all that. And I was shocked. Like she wasn't on it long though. I think she was on that breast for like 5 minutes, but it was like 5 minutes of her like straight pulling and drinking, which I was like, great. But I was happy when she kind of came off and I didn't try to relatch her because I was just like, I went back to the left breast. But the issue is like probably, and shortly after finishing, that feeding and pumping, that breast was so sore. Like I was having a burning pain shooting through that breast. I did not have it before trying to latch her. It was burning, just like burning. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. So I ended up taking a shower, and eventually after a while, the pain went away, that night, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up the next morning, there was actually a little lump in the breast, but I was also overdue pumping because I forgot to set my alarm. So I try to set my alarm to pump every 3 to 4 hours at night, regardless of whether she's asleep or not. So even if she'll sleep through the night, I still have to get up to pump. And that's the worst thing about pumping, is the amount of time that it takes out of your life. So that's why if you're exclusively breastfeeding, you don't have to do this extra step. But when you're pumping, it's like, oh my God, I want to shoot myself. At least that's how I feel. So I was probably an hour and a half overdue on pumping. And so I woke up and my breasts were leaking. So I was like, okay. And also there was a lump in the right one near where I was getting the shooting pain. And I pumped and I got a lot out of that breast. I got like over 3 ounces out that breast, which is a lot for me from one breast and one pump. Like, that's a lot. And I usually don't get that much out of that breast. So it was actually after she latched that I was able to get more, because pumping does not effectively remove milk from your breast. It's not as effective as the baby latching, regardless of what pump you use. It's never going to be as effective as the baby. So the baby will more effectively remove milk than than pumping by itself. So, I don't know. Maybe that was the effect of that, but maybe it was also because I was overdue. But I've been overdue before, and I've never had that much milk come out. And then after I used a warm compress, I did some massaging, and after that, it subsided and the lump went away. But I don't know. I have not latched her since on that breast, though. I'm be honest with you. I've been like, girl, please. So I've been mainly using still my left breast to feed her. And what I do is I'll latch her on that. She usually does it at a minimum 5 minutes, at most 30 minutes on that one breast. Depends on how fussy she feels. Sometimes she gets fussy after 5 minutes. Sometimes she'll do a full 30. And then I give her a bottle to supplement, and the amount she drinks varies. So I have noticed that she drinks less out of the bottle now, because she is getting more from my breast directly. I don't know if this might be the best that I'll ever get to. I may not get to a point where she is popping, like she's hungry, but she's like knocked out. I don't know. I may not get to a point where I'm just exclusively breastfeeding. And I need her to still take bottles, because I will go back to work and my husband needs to be able to give her a bottle. So I need her to still take bottles. So I don't want her to like just completely forget about bottles, but I want her to take like mainly breast and some bottle. But right now we're probably still more bottle than breast, especially since I'm only using one breast. My mom said to me, if I continue to use my right breast, then it will probably toughen up. And like, you want your nipples tough, right? But it would probably toughen up. But the pain that I felt, not necessarily while she was latched, but the pain I felt afterwards, girl. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I have not done it since, and that was like 2 days ago. So she's been just on the one breast since. I think she's sufficiently asleep. So I'm going to sit back down. What else do I have to tell you? So this started a little while ago, but I haven't said anything about it. So now with her development, she coos now, which is really cute. She spends a lot more time up without crying. Not a ton, but more time. So while she's up without crying, sometimes she's cooing, looking around, being a little more interactive. She kind of laughs, and she definitely smiles. She's been smiling since like day one. But now it might actually mean something, and it's not just gas or something, I think. So that's what's going on with her development. What she's not doing is she doesn't really play with anything yet. I put her on a tummy time mat, and she's so not interested. So we do tummy time either on my chest or sometimes on the bed or sometimes on her mat, but she's not interested in the mirrors. Not much. She sometimes will focus on it, but not really. She's not interested in any of the toys that are on the tummy time mat. Her tummy time mat has a little piano that she can kick. She ain't interested in none of that stuff. She doesn't play with the rattles or any of her like little toys yet. So I don't know. She's interactive in other ways, but she doesn't do that. She has no interest in any of that stuff. I don't know if she should be at this stage. I don't know if she shouldn't be, but that's where we are. But she does coo a lot, and it's really cute. And I think they start cooing around like 5 weeks, really. So that's where she is on that. Like 4 or 5 weeks. That's what I read online. So maybe, if your baby, you'll start noticing they're up like babbling more around that time. And she started that around 5 weeks, and I just never mentioned it. Now I still want to produce more milk. So sometimes I give her formula. I noticed that when going back to the constipation, when she wasn't, like if I just give her straight breast milk, she was not pooping, but I gave her some Enfamil just to see how it would work out. And then she poops. So I was like, okay. Now I had read online that the reason sometimes breastfed babies breast milk fed babies do not poop is because breast milk is so nutritious that they don't have as much waste to poop out. Like their body can absorb most of it, which is why they don't poop as often. But when I give her the Enfamil, she pooped like the next day. So that kind of, or even the same day. So that kind of told me Enfamil was more trash. There are more things in it that was waste that her body couldn't process than like my milk. So that's kind of, made me even less interested in giving formula to her, just because I noticed that she does give more waste. But, sometimes you have to give formula. It is what it is. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's just sometimes you have to do it. And I prefer her to be on breast milk only, even if I have to pump it, which is why I've ruined my life by being on this crazy pumping schedule, because I feel like all I do is pump, every 3 hours. Sometimes I can go 4 hours, but most of the time it's 2. Some days I do every 2 hours. So I'm like, Lord, yeah. And it's not fun, because that's in addition to breastfeeding her. And that's, in addition to giving her a bottle. Sometimes I will pump and give her a bottle at the same time. And like I just told you, sometimes I pump on one side and breastfeed to try to combine the stuff. But it's a lot, and that's most of my day. It's most of my day. You throw in a few diaper changes in between, and it's like, that's it. So because I want to produce more milk, and I'm thinking if I could produce more milk, maybe I won't have to pump as often. Right now, I produce about 20 ounces a day, sometimes 18, but on average 20. I might be rounding up an ounce here or there, but on average 20 ounces a day. And she usually drinks more than that, but now that she's taking a little more to breast, she might not. Every day she doesn't drink more than that. So her pediatrician told me she needs to get at least 20 ounces. And my understanding is she should be drinking between 25 and 30 ounces. So I'm assuming I'm making up the difference, because, if she's hungry, I would assume she would let me know. I don't know how much she gets from breast milk. I can only tell how much she gets from the bottles. So, breast milk when she latches, not even though the bottles are breast milk as well. All this to set up the fact that I ordered some supplements from Legendary Milk. Now, I'd ordered supplements before. I'd ordered a fenugreek supplement and milk thistle from a company called Puritan's Pride. But when Michaela was having the gas issues, I thought to myself that maybe that was related. Excuse me, try to get the supplements straight. And I do everything one-handed, so of course I'm like dropping stuff. But hey, stop it. Sorry, talking to the dogs. So I have this milk thistle I ordered from Puritan Pride, and I'm looking for the fenugreek. So when Michaela started having her issues, come here, crazy dogs. When Michaela started having her issues, I realized, and I read online, that sometimes fenugreek can create, sorry, my place is a mess. Sometimes fenugreek, and I really shouldn't be bending down, but fenugreek can cause gastrointestinal issues in mom and baby. So I assumed, because I wasn't having any issues, that maybe that she wasn't having any issues, but I was thinking maybe that was causing the gas and the constipation with her, because she has like really bad gas trouble. Come here. It's my dog. She was having really bad gas and gas pains, which is why she gets the myoclonic gripe water. So I stopped taking those supplements. I also had the milk thistle, mother milk's tea and milkmaid tea. I stopped all things that contain fenugreek, because they both contain fenugreek. And I was upset because I just bought that stuff. So it's kind of a waste of money. But I wasn't sure whether it was the fenugreek causing her issue. I stopped that several weeks ago, and her issues are the same. So I don't necessarily know if that was it, but I still haven't gone back. The good thing about the teas, though, is that they also contain fennel, and fennel is supposed to help soothe their stomach. But like the supplement, the straight fenugreek supplement doesn't, unless you want to take fennel or eat fennel or something. In addition, there's no fennel to help kind of counteract. the teas at least have other things that could kind of help soothe them as well. But so I went this company because I stopped those supplements, but I still wanted to use something. I called a company called, well, I ordered from a company called Legendairy Milk. So it's spelled, dairy is spelled like dairy, like milk dairy. It's Legendairy Milk. And that's Legendairy. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's right. Legendairy Milk. So they have a bunch of supplements and different types. They're not cheap at all. Like I spent more on this stuff than I spent on that fenugreek and milk thistle. But they have supplements and all their stuff's fenugreek free. I found out about them from when I was in the hospital actually having her. One of the OBs told me about Legendairy Milk. This OB was an exclusive pumper. And she said that she used Legendairy Milk supplements and she had recommended them. So I knew about them, but I looked and they were pricey. So I was like, no, step back. But then after I found out more about fenugreek, I decided, okay, I should have probably tried those to begin with. So I did. So I just got it and I wanted to show it to you. So I just got the box, little box like this. It just arrived. Haven't started it yet, so I want to tell you about it. So I ordered their best bundle. You can create your own bundle. So if you go on there, it's legendarymilk.com. If you go on there, you can create read all the products and their ingredients. They have so many different things depending on what your needs are, whether it's production or milk flow. I kind of want everything. I want higher production. I want quicker milk flow. I want more nutritious milk because sometimes in breastfeeding, there's two types of milk that I've learned. Again, everything is learned for me. There's the hind milk and the fore milk. And then the fore milk is like, if you pump, you notice, and maybe even if you're like hand express, you notice like there's like a more watery milk that comes out in the beginning of the feed. And then towards the end or later, there's like a thicker milk. That's the hind milk. And the watery milk is the fore milk. The hind milk is supposed to be, which is the end milk. The thicker milk is higher in calories and more nutritious. So, I want my milk to be even more nutritious. So it's like different things. And if you go on the website, they have a whole bunch of supplements. They're not cheap, but different types of things depending on what you want. So again, it's called, just so you can see it, Legendairy Milk. That's how they say it. This is my invoice. I ordered the bestseller bundle. So this was a pre put together bundle. You can make your own bundle, but this is a pre put together bundle that they have, and I ordered that, and it contains something called Palooza, and this is all their stuff is fenugreek free, by the way, if I didn't already say that 10 times. So Palooza is designed to support your natural milk production with ingredients that have been traditionally used amongst lactating women around the world. So they use a bunch of different types of ingredients. So this is fenugreek free, sugar free, no additives or fillers, made in the U.S., non-GMO, it's halal, it's certified vegan, it's certified gluten free. So it says all that stuff on the back of the bottle. So this one is made with organic ingredients. It's to optimize breast milk production, enhances nutrition in milk. It contains moringa leaf, nettle leaf, and other supportive herbs. So on the back it says organic moringa leaf, organic nettle leaf, organic shiitake, which is asparagus roots, and organic fennel seeds. So it also has fennel. So fennel is supposed to soothe baby's stomach. Now, I think this bundle was like $49 or something, and then with taxes, I paid like over $50. Oh, and shipping, I paid over $50 for it. And so this bottle has 60 capsules, but you take 2 capsules 3 times a day. So it's only a 10-day supply in this bottle. So now this is the bundle. The bundle's like like I said, like $50. But I think this bottle by itself is around $20. So if you can imagine paying, if let's say this is the one that works for you, you'd have to pay that amount every 10 days because this is only a 10-day supply. So although like $20-ish doesn't sound like a lot, when you look at like 60 capsules, it's not 60 days. It is a 10-day supply. So, so I ordered the bundle, said I'll see, and then I'll see if I'll commit. I'm not sure. I have to let you know how well it works. But that's one. So there's 3 different types. That's the Palooza. There's also something called Liquid Gold. That's this one. This is, again, made with organic ingredients, optimizes breast milk production, contains goat root herb, milk thistle seed, and other supportive herbs. So it says, again, goat root, organic milk thistle, organic shatavari, organic fennel, organic alfalfa leaf, and organic anise or anise. I don't know, ANISE. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But that's what's in this one. Again, this is a 60 capsules in here, and they're all vegetarian capsules, but only a 10-day supply. Very similar to the others. So, if you order the bundle, you get 3 different types. And so in each one appears to only be a 10-day supply. So that's a month. So that was $50. Now I don't think you would order different types like Palooza and Liquid Gold and different ones. I think the goal here, and from what I read on their website, is you try the different ones and then you see which one you like. And then they expect you to come back and continue to order that and maybe try some of the others. Because there are other types. These are not the only pills that they have on there. As last one, so there's 3 that come in this bundle, is called Pump Princess. Now this is made with organic ingredients, optimizes breast milk production, promotes milk flow. So that's what's different about this one. Contains black cumin seed, fennel seed, and other supportive herbs. So it says black cumin, fennel, and dill. So that's what's in this. Again, 10-day supply, 60 capsules. So that's it. So, it's committing to this is committing to a bit of, listen, if you're going to do this and not buy formula, maybe that balances out, because think about it, you're not buying formula, you're doing this. So I don't know. Formula can be pricey. I don't know if it's pricey as this, but formula can be pricey. When I use the formula, I don't use the powder formula, which is the most economical. I end up using like the ready to pour or now I just use the ready to pour. So, which is a little pricier than the powder, but not as pricey as those little 2-ounce bottles. But she drinks way more than those 2-ounce bottles, that they would be a waste. Those to me are only like those only worked for her the first few days. And when she got her appetite really going, it was just like, yeah, I would give her 1.5 of those, then became 2 of those. So it just didn't make sense for me to use those. But you got to do what works best for you and your family. I mean, I'm trying this. I have only committed to this one bundle this one time. I'll let you know what my experience is. I will start each one. I haven't started any of them yet. They're all still sealed. I will probably update each time I finish one and let you know whether I see an improvement in my production. Because I'm already doing about 20 ounces without any supplements right now because I stopped everything. The other thing is that they give you a temporary tattoo, Legendary Mama, you see, and they say in here to, put on the temporary tattoo and then take a photo of your tattoo, post it on social media, and tag at Legendary Milk to enter to win a free lactation product of your choice. So that's kind of cute, I guess. I mean, it's cute, Legendary Mama. I mean, that's a cute tattoo. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing, but like the whole put it on and, social media thing with them. But I'm telling you guys about them and I will let you know. Oh, and No one bought these for me. I don't even know why I need to say that. No one's ever bought anything for me. So I'm not at the point where anybody sends me anything free. So I just let you know I did buy everything. And I don't think I'm going to get to that point because no one sends me anything free. But I'm just telling you about the legendary milk in case you want to try it. I have not tried it. I don't know how it's going to be. I did run the fenugreek and the milk thistle supplement past her pediatrician before I even started them, and she said they were fine and safe to use. But I didn't run the legendary milk stuff by him, but I'm sure it's fine. Based off the ingredients, they didn't really seem to be anything too crazy in it. And a lot of fennel, which I know is fine, as in other things, including in the gripe water. So that's really it right now. I will update you guys after I try the things and let you know if the bleeding comes back, and hopefully it's nothing for me really to worry about. But motherhood, I tell you guys, it is definitely fun and hard and rewarding, and I'm so in love with her now that it took a little while for me to really become in love with her. This was not love at first sight. I loved her, but in a different way, like a more protective, or like, oh, I have to be responsible for her way. Now I'm like, she's the greatest thing ever. In love with her. Even when she's crying, I'm like so in love with her. And she's going through this phase right now. I don't know if it's a phase. I hope it's a phase, but she's going through this phase where she's super clingy to me. Maybe it's because of all the cuddling and stuff that I do, like keeping her in a wrap or different things, and all the skin to skin that we do. But she's going through this phase where she only prefers to be taken care of by me, which is a little bit of a problem for me. I don't have a lot of assistance other than my husband, and so when he comes home, he does try to help with her, but she will start crying and not wanting him to do as much for her for whatever reason. And I'm like, girl, you're gonna have to get over that, because sometimes I need a break. And she'll let him give her a bottle and change diapers and stuff, but other than that, she's ready to come back to me. So sometimes she's screaming and he's saying, oh, go do what you need to do or go rest. And I'm like, I can't rest when I hear her screaming. Like, I can't. I need to check on her. I need to know what's going on. And I know it's nothing wrong and she's just screaming, but I can't just sit here and do something else while she's screaming. I just can't. Maybe I need to learn how to be better at that, but I just can't. And so right now, and so as soon as I go to her and I pick her up, she'll stop crying. So I know they say you can't spoil newborns. My understanding is the first 3 months, when they're in the, the final fourth trimester, I think they call it, that they can't really be spoiled, and they're looking to mommy for reassurance and all of that. And I try to do that for her and be there for her as much as I can so she could be reassured that I'm here. But I do think she's probably getting a little spoiled, guys. So I don't know how true it is that you can't spoil them, or at the very least, she has a preference right now, but I need her to not, just so in case I need to go somewhere, or, when I ultimately do go back to work, she has to be able to be taken care of by him or, other people. So this is a new thing. It's been like the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at most, but I'm hoping she'll get out of it. But anyway, until next time, I try to update you again shortly, especially with these supplements once I start taking them. And I'll let you know what I think and how it improves my milk, and whether it makes it thicker and more of it and volume and all of that. If it makes my breast more engorged, I guess that means I'll have to pump more. Or maybe I can just pump. When I do pump, I'll use more. But pumping, like I said, is ineffective by itself. So you actually have to massage your breast while you pump. And I don't think people really explained that to me until I got a lactation consultant. And you can really use your thumb and push down and from up downward, towards the areola and nipple, and really firmly push down or massage it down, kind of massage it around. And that helps push it out. And sometimes as you do that, you can actually see it shooting out, especially when you're doing pushing it downward. You can see it shooting out into the pump. You'll see some shooting anyway when the milk lets down, but you can notice even afterwards when you go and you might firmly push, you'll see shooting. So I would suggest that people Also, if you're pumping, to try to massage to get those areas out, because sometimes there are areas where milk is left. And what that does, if you know too much milk is left, you can get an infection. But if you can remove more milk, your body will actually produce more milk because they'll think you need more milk, which is the weird thing about our bodies. So while you're pumping, you can get more of that milk out. Then not only did you get more milk out during that pump, but your body will start to produce more milk because it thinks you need more milk since you emptied that or got close to empty. So yeah, so you kind of like, you know, you can kind of massage it around and push down towards the nipple and areola. And another thing is warm compresses help to open it up as well. So you can use a warm compress and massage. You can do all of it. I do all of it. I'm using warm compress and I'm kind of pushing down, and I got her on this breast and I'm like, oh, with the other breast, and it's a lot. It actually makes you feel more like a machine and less like a person, especially a woman. Like, it's nothing sexy about it anymore. At least that's my thought, even though some people might find the whole milk thing sexy. I have not seen it in a sexual manner. So it's kind of like, need to get baby milk, you know? So it's like more machine wise to me, and like a necessary evil, not. And I love the fact of bonding and being able to feed her with breast milk, but ain't nothing sexy about it in my opinion. But that's just me. Teach their own. But all right, ladies, I will talk to you soon. All right.